Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to GrizzlyBearSims YouTube channel and welcome back to another Courseplay tutorial. So here we are on Lawfolds. We're down here in field 33. You might remember this field. This was actually the same field that we did our plow exercise in. So now we have our 9-meter seeder down here and we're going to get ready to plant a winter wheat crop that I'm going to be talking about in episode number 31 of Lawfolds. So basically it's pretty much the same setup, although we are going to be using a different category here. So with plowing we use the field work icon here, but with seeding and fertilization we're going to use this one here. This is the one that's got the squiggly line across the top, and then it looks like a tipper, and it's got it like a diagram that it's either spraying or spreading something out of the back of it, and if you hover over it, it will say fertilize and seeding. So we'll make sure that that's highlighted, and that's the fourth one from the left, and that of course is called seeding and fertilization. So we're going to click that one, make sure it's illuminated green. We're going to go to our course generation page. We're going to find our field just like we did in the plowing example, field number 33. We can click the little eyeball to see the perimeter around the edge of the field, so that's good to go. Our working width is 9 meters. We can again sort of check that just to make sure, and it is good to go. And again, because it works so well with the plowing, we're also going to do a southeast to north direction. So we're going to start in our corner of southeast, that's right over here, and we're going to go north, which is going to be up. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and return to the first point. That worked out well in our plowing episode, and now I want to spend a little bit more time, and my apologies, because I should have spent a little bit more time talking about the headland stuff, because I did have a question with regards to that. And so I've selected 3 headlands because again it works well, because if you think about it, with a 9 meter seeder, so essentially if you multiply that roughly times 3, then you've got a good 27 meters away from the edge of the field that your tractor, your tipper, everything can maneuver, can navigate in doing their turns, backing up, etc. Plus, obviously, we've got a little bit of a buffer here with the edge of our fields, between the edge of our fields and our fences, or our hedgerows. And so 27 meters, or roughly three headlands, will work fine. Now, this is the point that I do apologize that I didn't spend a little bit more time talking about. So you have a toggle here where, and actually you can do a headland. There's a couple of different things here about this. So this option here, headland counter clockwise or clockwise, I typically don't really bother with this. I don't really care if it goes around clockwise or anti-clockwise. I don't know if there is a value in having it do one or the other. For me, I just typically leave this at whatever the default setting is, which happens to be this setting here. But this is the important piece of this. This icon, the arrow with the little squiggly line, if you click on this right now, the headland is going to occur before the course. If I click it and I move the arrow pointing to the left, it will do it after it's seeded up and down fashion. Okay, so we want the headland to be done last, so we want the arrow pointing to the left. If we want to do the headland first, we want the arrow pointing to the right. So we want to do it last, and we're going to do 3 headlands as we did before. We'll go ahead and click over here. We'll get our 4-wheel drive going. That'll just help the driver out. And again, we can, obviously we need to generate our course. I'm getting ahead of myself here, so we're going to generate the course. So we're good to go. We're going to just take a look at that again, make sure that we're all in the right direction, and we are. We don't need that anymore. We're going to do 4-wheel drive. There's our course generation. We don't need to see that. We've got all of this stuff here. Typically I leave default. So we'll come back over here and we'll go ahead and save this course because we're going to want to use it again. So we'll bring up our menu there. We'll do field 33, seed, and this is going to be southeast to north. It's going to be our 9-meter plow, and we're going to do ×3 headlands, and we're going to save the course. We got to hit him again to get rid of that weird turning maneuver thing, and we will go ahead and fire up our tractor and remove our parking brake, and we will drive our seeder around because our starting point is there, and we will just come right around like this and get lined up. And I will just say one more thing. I'll come over here to the first tab. So we're obviously going to start our course at the first waypoint. We're going to go ahead and do drive course. He's going to go ahead and lower the seeder, raise the seeder. He'll drive up to the start of the course. This is all pretty typical, so don't think that you've done anything wrong when that occurs. Now, ridge markers, you can have that do manually, or you can set that to automatic. I usually just do manually, just because if I'm going to have Courseplay running this, then obviously he knows where, or she knows where he is on the field. They don't need the ridge markers, so I just typically leave that set to manual, and I don't worry about it. So we will just kind of watch him go ahead and proceed up the field here, and just like before, he'll do his turn and then come back and finish the next row. And I will just add that for the most part, in your plowing, seeding, fertilization, which I will cover most likely in the next course, those are pretty typical. At least it's been my experience that those courses, once you get the course right, especially if there's no obstacles in the fields, and if you have a wide enough berth for the tractor to turn, and you're doing your headlands last and everything, these are pretty much situations that the AI will just do their thing, and you can almost sort of set it and forget it, and all will work out just fine for you. Now, as we get into some of the areas where if we're going to have Courseplay running a combine, and then Courseplay also running a tractor tipper and hauling from emptying the combine and hauling that back to the main farm silo, almost like a full automation process, those are some things that, well, you can't necessarily assume that you can just turn it on and the AI is going to do everything that they need to do, and you don't have to bother with it. You don't have to worry about them getting stuck, or checking on them and finding that the tractor and the tipper is basically doing a circle because it is too close to the combine to basically get the right course to get under the combine's pipe and everything. Those are things they're frustrating. It's not really the fault of anything other than the fact that just, AI is not perfect. But for something like this, this is almost a unsupervised task, if you will. There's probably very little that can go wrong that would cause this AI, this tractor, this seeder to basically stop working unless we actually stopped it, or he actually finishes his task, other than maybe running out of seed or fertilizer, and I think he will be just fine. So anyway, thank you for tuning in for another episode on Courseplay tutorials. I appreciate that. Hope these are helping you guys out, and look forward to the next one coming out very, very soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.